Good evening, Pranesh. The Kashmir files, let's be very honest about it, is being labeled vulgar propaganda because it depicts truthfully and unapologetically the Kashmiri Hindu genocide. Had it instead shown 500,000 Kashmiri Muslims being raped, murdered, and ethnically cleansed by their Hindu friends and neighbors and acquaintances, the same film would have been hailed as a cinematic masterpiece. For the attention-seeking Israeli amateur director Nadav Lapid to call the Kashmiri files vulgar propaganda is not only misplaced, it is an insult to 500,000 Kashmiri Hindu victims. Yes, art is subjective, of course. It may not appeal to every sensibility. And of course, one is perfectly justified in critiquing, even outraging at a film's technical, cinematic, directorial handling of a subject or a narrative. But to broad brush a film depicting a genocide as vulgar propaganda is, well, vulgar propaganda, because then you are commenting on the story that is based on a fact of a genocide. Would you call, even if you hated the way Schindler's List was portrayed, would you call this Schindler's List or Pianist or Europa or Pawnbroker or Sophie's Choice vulgar propaganda? And in the case of Kashmir Files, by the way, the film has come after 3 years of painstaking research encompassing more than 725 videographed victim testimonies. Does Lapid know about the Nadimak massacre that Kashmiri Files truthfully depicts, where 23 unsuspecting Kashmiri Hindus were lined up on March 23rd and shot point blank? Does he know about Girija Tiku that Kashmir Files truthfully depicts, who was raped and cleaved into two by a mechanical saw after she was alive on June 25th? Does he know about BK Ganju that Kashmir Files truthfully depicts, who hid inside a rice barrel when jihadis came looking for him on March 17th after his Muslim neighbor informed on him? Ganju was shot dead. Rice laced with his blood was fed to his wife. Does he know about the slogans raised from mosque on Jan 19th? Ralev, Salev, Galev, death to Kafirs, Pandit, leave your women behind, Nizam-e Mustafa. And what's this other side of genocide that he wants also to be shown? That Yasin Malik, assassin of squadron leader Khanna, loved dum aloo. That Bitta karate killer of 42 Kashmiri Pandits was the son of a shawl weaver. Mr. Nadav Lapid, you belong to a country that scarred Alaska to Argentina to hunt down the last Nazi who perpetrated the Jewish genocide. From Eichmann to everyone else. And you insult those of my country whose perpetrators still roam free because the Supreme Court, our Supreme Court, rejected reopening cases of criminal atrocities against Kashmiri Pandits. Just 30 seconds. The Kashmiri Files is a mirror. For the victims, it reflects truth. For the perpetrators, it reflects guilt. And sadly, we live in a nation, Pranav, where you possess neither a shadow or a reflection if you are a Kashmiri Hindu. We live in a nation that waits for death to rid us of our remembrances. Kashmir Files has changed that, and that is why it has rattled so many. The Israeli ambassador is absolutely right. Nadav Lapid, you should be ashamed.